You're on the Bible Forum. Are you anticipating the future? The future here in America? Doug Casey has a website called the International Communique, and he shares one observer's opinion. He writes, governors, mayors, police commissioners, and even police chiefs now routinely apologize for their officers, accepting the media's tendency to lump them all together as being fascist and racist. This has not resulted in a toning down of the vitriol heaped on the police. Quite the contrary. The rhetoric has only become louder and is led on a daily basis by the media. And we're now beginning to see the reaction by the police themselves. Those who previously accepted their task of confronting protesters and rioters have begun to call in sick, and to do so en masse, or even walk away from their jobs entirely. No doubt they're hoping that their disappearance from duty will make both the public and their own superiors swallow hard and say, "We're sorry, I guess we were too harsh. We should have supported you in doing the job you were hired to do. Please come back." But this isn't going to happen. Those who are in the upper reaches of the police hierarchy will try to save their own skins. They'll take the knee on camera in apology for their officers. And all of this will serve only to further polarize the frontline police from their superiors. At the same time, we're seeing placards by the thousands reading, "Defund the police." It's not just an idle threat. We're already seeing it happen. The media now promotes a program under which most police duties would be turned over to social workers, mental health practitioners, and something called victim advocates. So the objective here is not to defund, but to reallocate funds, diminishing the number of actual police drastically. You know, men and women with guns. The outcome would be a defanged police at the local level to render them incapable of the protect portion of protect and serve. But why? And why now? Well, this author believes the U.S. has entered an economic crisis. He says at present it's perceived by most to be a downturn due to the coronavirus, but it will soon become apparent that it is a major crisis that has only just begun, and it will be devastating to the lives of Americans. Soon they'll figure out that the government, the banksters et al., have robbed them of their economic stability, and they're headed for a state of neo-serfdom. There can be no doubt that there will be widespread unrest and riots as a result. Now, at this point, the U.S. has a host of federal enforcement agencies, 2-, 3-, and 4-letter agencies: NSA, DHS, CIA, FBI, BOP, TSA, CBP, BIS, OLE, DIA, FAMS, USS. I mean, it goes on and on. Literally dozens of others. If and when the people of these United States begin to rebel on a significant scale, it would not be at all surprising to see some or most of these agencies called out to suppress dissent. And this perception is not by any means conjecture or conspiracy theory. The 2001 Patriot Act, the 2011 National Defense Authorization Act, effectively allowed the entire U.S. to be redefined as a battleground in order to control it, and to control it by martial law. Of course, if federal troops are deployed in the U.S., the group of combat-trained individuals who are most likely to stand against them would be the local police. After all, it's their own communities that would be under fire, and their own neighborhoods who would be the casualties. History has shown that when the central government's troops move in to control a population, the local enforcers often turn against them and become their adversaries. Therefore, a federal government would be wise to diminish that potential opposition months prior to any major move toward martial law. If that is indeed what we're seeing, we should not be surprised if the central government and the media work together to remove the local police from the equation. Now, as an editor's note here, misguided political and economic ideas have taken hold in the U.S. and around the world. In all likelihood, the public will vote itself more and more free stuff until it causes an economic crisis. Over in Great Britain, the Bank of England is considering doing away with banknotes, switching to a digital monetary system. It agrees that paper, metal currency is dangerous, disease, theft, etc., but wonders just how to make this change. Sound like anything you've heard before?